I do not know whether mother regrets it, but she once mentioned that the Momo told her at the time about hearing the cries of little children and babies at twilight. Her voice matter of fact when she wonders whether the old crone is dead, having been very old at her last visit. Once, mother said that she'd hear baby voices calling her whenever she was ill. A few times she remarked, looking at other people's baby, that he would have been exactly that same age, her eyes inscrutable.
Our next two readers, poets again, are actually, they also both have published works on the table. They're Jonathan Lim and Jasmine Sia. Jonathan Lim, whom you probably know as the artistic director of Stages, which stages chestnuts every year, and he was also an associate director with Wild Rice. He's published a book called, a non-fiction book about ghosts in Singapore, called Of Gods and Ghosts, Our Supernatural Skyline. Jasmine Sia, however, who is normally a teacher at a JC, which I won't disclose the name of. Jasmine's co-published a book of poetry and photography with her friend Jennifer Koh, and that's on sale. It's called Light is Like Water. Yeah, you can look at them and buy them later on. And for Jasmine, Jonathan.
So we just got put together and we are
matchmaking.
Yeah, matchmaking. It's matchmaking for us. We're going to read a bunch of poems, and thematically speaking, they're all about love. They're all about love, yeah. And I think there's a reason why we're together, because there's a huge contrast in the style. I'm like a chaste virgin lesbian, and
and I'm not.
He's really not chaste virgin lesbian. Okay, so I'm going to start with a poem I wrote called 5 Postcards from Space. 1. 35 million miles of dark river pull us softly headlong. When we pass the moon, I realized that this far from home, anything blue is distant. 2. 16 months in space, with nothing to do but photograph the night, charter the uncharted, as if expecting someone to follow. Will our vanities never cease to surprise? 3. I tire of the stillness, crave for the uncompromising rage of the deluded tropical storm, the scent of rust in the grass at 8 a.m. 4. Today, we feast on freeze-dried blueberry cheesecake, half a chicken with the oysters already carved out. We miss the act of sucking on the bone, snapping cartilage, fidgeting with skin. This kind of propinquity leaves little room for solitude. 5. On my homecoming, I will write you into my story, and most importantly, how, in the sun, your laughter rings immaculate.
This poem works better, I think, if you keep your eyes closed and let your imagination run free. In tight blue speedos, the dream came. A midnight shape promising dark delights, curves pronounced and pronouncing, sweeping me into their shadows. I watch him walk in those trunks and feel the tightness around me, my heart and my groin. I could not breathe. Air whispered thinly around me, whispered sins that sounded like heaven. The rest of him, bared, browned, brawn, briny from the sea. I longed to lick the salt off that skin, coat the smoothness with mine. But my eyes are drawn mercilessly to that passion blue bulge of wet. I could feel it under my hand, almost. That damp, slick, textured thrill, synthetic fiber over perfect flesh, tight fabric stretched over tighter things, so much pleasure squeezed into such a space. I want to set it free from that skimpy attempt at decency. Why hide what is undisguisable? There is truth in there, beyond words, that only flesh knows. I would know your truth. I feel I almost know it already. Let me into your glory, that sanctuary framed in flesh, where I may worship and lose myself in my speedo dream.
So he makes me feel like a virgin again. Honoured. Okay, this one is called Coincidental. A woman is watching the sun down in this place where the sea cradles the light. This is the 6th day that she and I have been here, and not much has changed. The single fishing boat, with its poetic upturned oars, will not move nor meet the water at dusk. The same waiters in their over-ironed trousers approach, bustle and oblige. More bread and some new forks. Oh no, thank you. I think I am looking for sameness, to walk with a singular person like this woman whose hands tell a story, whom after the sun has passed, I could, in an unclosed room, approach with something like reverence.
Love, Part 1. Have you forgotten the taste of me in you? Your hot breath swirls around my head. My walls within your walls, my outside, inside you. You pull at me, draw me into you, stick me with your warm, wet. You breathe around me. Breathe me. I feed you like air. Live off me. My blood rushes through me, my intense, burning, moist flame, trembling in your contact, your tongue. Wayward wanderer, quests the ridges and tests the grooves. You know my scape well, the lay of the land, been there before you have. Salt still lingers, then taste of pure flesh, textured to thrill. I can almost taste your tongue on me. Though my mouth is shut, my tongue mimics yours, maybe guides. I taste you, tasting me. Later, when tongues meet, who will I taste more of? There is a fit. You could hold any, no doubt, but I, a particular, perfect fitting. You, sheath, scabbard, soft glove, cat, call it. Made for this, maybe. A moment ago you spoke to me, let out searching words, inviting. Now you speak to me deeper, mouth wordless, with touch. Before you sang, laughed, toyed, teased, smiled. Now you speak real meaning, pleasure and love. With tender slide and harsh scrape, you speak to me with awe, teeth, tongue, roof of mouth, till I feel I'm searching in you. Take me deeper still, there is more to fill. From this end it seems I could disappear into you. Take the length and breadth of me, because I rise and fall for you.
Hot Dog City. Come live with me in the Hot Dog City, where we can have Robin's eggs for breakfast and Steve will play his mandolin for tea. In the fridge I have a spaghetti western from Thursday whose ending I didn't catch.